Hello and welcome to your November Roundtable. My name is Angelique Minette.
Hi, and I'm Esmeralda Bonk, and we are the Roundtable Commissioners for both Ishkote and Wapilanaswa. Welcome to November's Roundtable. So, as we had mentioned before, we are here to hopefully get you connected with some people, and we're going to go ahead and start with our pledge, oath, and law. Wait a minute, before I do that, I think I didn't share this to share a sound. I was right. I'm good.
Oh, at least you figured it out now.
I did. You guys ready now?
Those in uniform, please salute. Those who are not, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
All right. So our prayer and reflection. Before we begin, I wanted to mention that prayers or reflection in your units do not have to be faith-based. It should be something that can speak to the individual Scout at that time. Songs are a great way to achieve this. Please make sure that when you, your chaplain or your chaplain's aide, choose a song, make sure it's age and Scout appropriate. Here is one example of one that is a reflectionary piece, and it's actually from The Lion King. There is a second album called Rhythm of the Pride Lands. So that is the one that we're going to hear today. Just to let you know that the other language that's being sung is in Swahili.
Night and the spirit of life calling Manila, and the voice with the feel of a child answers, oh Manila. So wait, there's no mountain too great. Hear the words and have faith. Have faith. He lives in you. He lives in me. He watches over everything we see. Into the water, into the truth. In your reflection, He lives in you. He lives in you. He lives in me. He watches over everything we see. Into the water, into the truth. In your reflection, He lives in you.
We're gonna stop right there because the rest is instrumental. I know it's a little long, but I felt it was very appropriate because He lives in you could be anybody. So something to keep in mind when choosing a song. There is a link to this. So hopefully this might give you some ideas of other ways to do prayer and reflection in your units. Moving on, we have Angie with our info minutes. You're muted, my friend.
Haha, there we go. All right, so we don't need the slide up for that one. Normally I have my floating head in the video, but this one we don't have a whole lot for the info minute this month, so I'm just going to talk to you directly. First things first, we're going to cover Recharter, which is a big one. That's what we're doing tonight, is our big thing. We also we're going to discuss about some changes to the immunization policy. And we're going to talk a little bit about NYLT, which is coming up, and we'll have someone joining us very soon. Rima, actually, Rima is here. Awesome. So we're going to let Rima talk about NYLT in just a moment. Scouts VSA leaders, you should all know about the Citizenship in Society merit badge right now. If you haven't, it will be required for Eagle Scout rank beginning on July 1st of 2022. If you would like to become a counselor for that, you can apply through the normal channels and submit your application for becoming a merit badge counselor. It is a little bit different than our regular merit badges. If you have any questions, just give us a shout out and we'll put you in the right direction. Our biggest thing for the info minute right now is that we need volunteers at the council level. We especially need volunteers in our programming. We are looking for a troop that's interested in running Klondike in January. So Klondike is a camporee and it's a lot of fun. But we need a troop who wants to take charge of that and plan out the activities. You will have help. You won't be doing it all on your own. So if you're interested in having your troop organize that, please contact me and I'll put you in touch with the right person. We still need other people to help run other programming here at council. Just so you know, pretty much everything at Rainbow, especially program, is run by volunteers, just like you, just like me. So if you have something that you think you might be good at, or if you're not sure and you want to reach out and help, we'll help find you a position that you can do a lot of good and only takes a little bit of time. Ha ha ha, we all know that. But we also need people in programming and we need unit commissioners. So unit commissioners are buddies to units. They help them figure out how to do stuff, especially if we need unit commissioners for Cub packs, because a lot of new people in Cub packs. So if that's something you're interested in, being a buddy partner for a unit, think about doing a unit commissioner. We also need people in training. So running events, helping to run and teach events like Baloo and Scoutmaster Outdoors. So again, if that's something you're interested in, let us know. Other than that, I am going to pass things on to Rima, and Rima is going to talk to us about NYLT for the older troops.
Hi, everyone. Can you all hear me? Awesome. I'm using these. My face is big. Technology is great. I love it. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Rima Lintikas, and I am going to be the course director for Rainbow Council's National Youth Leadership Training, or otherwise known as NYLT, next summer. The course is going to be held August 1st through 6th. If you are part of Key 2 leadership for a troop crew or the Explorer post, I think they're called Explorer posts, you should have received an email this morning. And if you haven't, then please email rainbowcouncilnylt@gmail.com and we can get you that information. NYLT, if you haven't heard of it, is a fantastic opportunity for your youth leaders to become even better leaders. So we've already been working on planning this course since last May, which is kind of crazy because that's about 18 months in advance of the course, 16 months. You can do the math, but we've been planning it. We've got a brand new syllabus that's come down from national. Typically, there's a new syllabus about every 5 to 10 years, and we are blessed to be able to introduce this new syllabus to Rainbow Council next summer. My assistant Scoutmaster backup course director is going to be Dave Geeky. A lot of you may know him. He's wonderful. We've been working together to search out youth staff as well. If anyone knows of any wonderful youth leaders in your units, please send them our way. We have a staff application that they can fill out. It does not guarantee a staff position on the course, but it gives us a good insight into that youth's leadership abilities and to where they might get to. And we're looking for all the positions. The SPL position is filled, but all the others are still open. Registration for participants is going to open February 2nd of 2022. And I just realized, guys, that's 02/02/2022. What? I didn't realize that before, but we picked a good day for registration to open for participants. So that's super cool. I'm going to remember that one. If you are not a leader for a troop, explorer, post, or crew, keep this in mind for your Cub Scouts as they get older, as they head into being in the Scouts BSA, as they head into crews, etc. It's a great leadership opportunity. It definitely helped form me as the person that I am. I took NYLT back in 20, way back then. And I'm really excited to be able to carry on this tradition at Rainbow Council, especially as we've, at that point, will have been on a 3-year hiatus from NYLT, mostly due to COVID. Does anyone have any questions for me?
What was that email address that you gave to give out more information?
rainbowcouncilnylt@gmail.com.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Any other questions? Wonderful. So I do have a little PowerPoint that I'll probably be doing in a few months to continue trying to recruit participants. Our minimum is 30 participants, but my goal is to get the full 48 plus extra if we have extras. So that would be super duper cool. Again, if you have any questions, my name is Rima Lintikas. I'm the course director, and you can contact me at rainbowcouncilnylt@gmail.com or through the lovely ladies, Ange and Esmeralda. They know how to contact me as well. Wonderful. Thank you so much, friends.
Rima, can you, never mind. Angie just beat me to it. I was going to say, Rima, put it in the chat. Never mind.
Do you see a question from Liz?
She has her hand up.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Liz.
I have a question, Rima. How many scouts can go from a troop, or is there a limit?
Nope.
Okay.
I want everyone and everyone to come. Now, there are some troops that set limits within their own troop, but there's no such limit set from council or from us as the NYLT adult staff.
Thank you.
Do
Okay.
you have an approximate cost what it's going to be for registrants?
There's 3 different dates. So the first one by April 1st, I believe, not an April Fool's joke, is going to be around 260, 245, 260, somewhere in there. And then as time goes on, as we get closer to the course, the price is going to increase. And this is to accommodate for different like shipping costs. If someone registers too close to August 1st, then we're going to have to get their t-shirts shipped express or other patches and whatnot. And so we want to accommodate for those costs.
All right. Thank you, Rima. Again, if you have any questions, just let her know, or if you need to get a hold of her and you can't find her, just let us know and we'll help connect you. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
Moving forward. Esmeralda, you're up.
All right, so the next one is Scout Law is helpful. From the Scout Handbook, a Scout is helpful. A Scout cares about other people. He willingly volunteers to help others without expecting payment or reward. Before Chicago publisher William D. Boyce made his fortune in the Windy City, he knew what it was like to live in our part of the country. In Winnipeg, Canada, he co-founded a newspaper. He worked as a reporter in Fargo, and in December 1882 in Lisbon, North Dakota, he started the Dakota Clipper, a weekly newspaper specializing in political and business intrigue. In 1909, Boyce was on his way home from an African safari and lost his way in a dense London fog. A boy came to his aid, and after guiding the man, refused a tip, explaining that as a scout, he would not take a tip for doing a good turn. His gesture by an unknown scout inspired a meeting with Robert Baden-Powell, a British founder of the Boy Scouts. As a result, William Boyce incorporated the Boy Scouts of America on February 8, 1910. He also created the Lone Scouts, which merged with the Boy Scouts of America in 1924. No one knows what happened to the boy who guided Mr. Boyce through the London fog, but he was one helpful scout who will never be forgotten. Next up, we have our council level leader awards. That is you, my friend.
All right. So this is a great opportunity for you to honor people in your unit. The council level leader award nominations are due December 1st. And for your unit, you can nominate one person in your unit, one adult, to receive the Rainbow Council Excellence in Leadership Award. This one is for someone who's done an outstanding job as an adult volunteer in your unit. There are a few things that need to be fulfilled, including having all your training and serving for at least a year, and et cetera, should be someone outstanding in your troop. For the other council level award is the Rainbow Council Rookie of the Year Award. And the Rookie of the Year Award, again, it's for someone who's an adult leader who is new to your unit and you want to honor them for all the awesome stuff they've done. Just like we make sure to award the kids their patches and recognition, having awards for our adults can be just as motivating for our adults to do a good job and feel like they have made a difference in their unit. So I very much encourage you to pick some people from your units and have them recognized. They get recognized at a council dinner. It's very fancy, no uniforms. You get to dress up and go out for a night to eat. So please do that. And then can you forward to the next one, please? There are also 2 awards that you can nominate someone in your unit or in council or your district for. One is the District Award of Merit. So this is someone who's gone above and beyond and done something wonderful for your district or for council, and they get the fancy knot there that looks like a pretzel. It's very exciting. And then the other national level award that we can submit for someone is the Silver Beaver Award, and this is for someone who's done an outstanding job at the council level. So these 2 awards are a little bit more than just this one page. They're several pages long, but if it's worthwhile, if you submit this for someone who you think has done an excellent job, You know, everyone likes to know that they've done a good job. So consider them. They are due December 1st. Send them in to the office and they'll get to Lynn, and that's what I got.
Next up is the Messengers of Peace. This is your Scout Award and for both Cub Scouts and Scouts BSA, which was launched in September of 2011. Messengers of Peace is a global initiative designed to inspire millions of young men and women in more than 220 countries and territories to work towards peace. Using state-of-the-art social media, the initiative lets scouts from around the world share what they've done and inspire fellow scouts to undertake similar efforts in their own communities. The initiative is inspired by the World Scout Committee, administered by the World Scout Bureau, and driven by youth volunteers worldwide. Defining peace in terms of the Messenger of Peace initiative, peace encompasses 3 dimensions: the personal dimension, harmony, justice, and equality; the community dimension, peace as opposed to hostility or violent conflict; and relationships between humankind and its environment, security, social and economic welfare, and relationship with the environment. Any scout or scouter who participates in a project that has had a significant impact on the community in any one of the 3 dimensions above can qualify as a messenger of peace. More information can be found on scouting.org. Now we have our membership minute by Melissa.
Hi, everyone. Melissa Rubik, membership, Vice President of Membership. So this month, let's have a quick reminder about leads and applications on my.scouting.org. Before you begin your recharter, you should make sure all of your applications are fully processed. This can get really messy if you try to add to your roster in the middle of recharter. Remember that leads can and hopefully will turn into applications and then new members on your roster. So start reviewing those now. Also keep in mind that families expect a response to leads within a day or two and applications within 24 hours. Waiting any longer can turn eager families away from your unit and possibly scouting altogether. Scouting.org at this URL has some great, I put some screenshots, some great videos if you are new to using the lead and application managers, as well as for a little bit lower below these videos are how to do notifications and reports in the system. Also make sure your membership team and Key 3 are all communicating on who will follow up on the leads and how applications will be accepted. Only the Key 3 can accept online youth applications, and only the Charter Org rep can accept adult applications or their designees. Make sure they are on board before you have families submitting those. And then finally, a small reminder for both new and rechartering youth. Rainbow Council is committed to serving scouts in our area. We never want money to be a barrier to joining or continuing on in the program. If you have a family that is struggling to make their initial or rechartering fees, please have your membership chair or your Key 3 reach out to either me or Dan Stromberg for assistance. That's all I got.
Thank you, Melissa. Next up for our safety minutes, we have when to file an incident report. This one's fun.
We're handling all kinds of fun stuff today. All right, so National has for the safety minute this month is when to file an incident report. Did you know we have incident reports? They're important. Basically, okay, there's this long flow chart, but it's not scary. Basically, did someone get hurt? Yes or no? If they got hurt, could you render scout level first aid to them? So like a scout could, if they could do first aid and they were okay, so a cut with a Band-Aid, whatever, it's fine. If it was beyond scout level rendered first aid, then we are going to need to submit a report. So if there's a kid who burns their hands in the campfire and needs to go to the hospital, that's when we're going to need to file a report. Again, another thing would be a near miss. So something scary happens, but no one was hurt. That might be something where we're going to want to file a report. And the point of filing the report is that so National is aware and can make sure that we're prepared and that we've considered that, and we have training on how to prevent that from happening again. So it is important that we do the paperwork. And again, there is a flow chart here, and is not hard. There is a link here, and can you click on that because you have control of the screen right now. If you click on the link, it will take you to a page and it will talk you through it step by step. So if you scroll down, keep scrolling. Okay, go back up a little bit. There are 3 different kinds of reports that you can file. Up a little farther. Keep going. There we go. There are 3 different kinds of infractions that we can report. One would be a near miss, one would be an incident like someone got hurt, and the other would be a youth protection. So this is where you can report a youth protection infraction. You can submit these forms when you click on download. It's a fillable PDF. You can submit them to council, and council can submit it from there, or scroll all the way down, please. There is a spot down here at the bottom where, and I think we scrolled past it, but there is a spot where you can click on it and submit it to nationally directly yourself. So the forms are not scary. It just they want to know what happened, when, where, and then contact information in case they need to contact you for more information. Again, they just want to make sure everybody knows where it is and how to do it. Someone asked in the chat, is this where we report COVID? COVID would be something you contact council for. Let them know it's in your unit. You're not going to get in trouble. They just need to know for contact tracing purposes if it happened at a scouting event, so they know who was sick and they can make sure that that is recorded. So again, if it's COVID in your unit, just let council know and they'll help you, talk you through it. Did anyone have any questions about this, how to file a report? All right, moving on. If you think of anything, go ahead and drop it in the chat.
All right, next up, we have our general topic is immunization policy changes. This is going to be effective as of June 1st of 2022. BSA encourages all members of the scouting community to utilize available vaccines that can be provided protection in preventing infectious diseases. Based on the recommendation of CDC, it is the national policy of the BSA that all participants attending events, activities, programs, or camps requiring an annual health and medical records, that's the AB and ABC, okay, must be up to date and on all the immunization listed as required below. These are the ones that are required. You have your DTaP or your Tdap, which is the tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis.
Pertussis.
Thank you. I always say that wrong. Measles, mumps, and rubella. Never mind.
Rubella.
Thank you. Varicella.
Okay.
There you go. See? And polio. Okay. Exemptions to these immunization policies will be accepted for medical reasons as determined for each. Those with congenital conditions, compromised immune systems, or taking certain medications. Scouts and scouters, let me say that again, scouts and scouters, okay, who have been exempted from required vaccinations must have this documented by their personal healthcare provider. The following, although not required, the following immunizations are strongly recommended by both the BSA and the CDC. The COVID-19, the hepatitis A and B, pneumonia, influenza, Haemophilus influenza type B, human papilloma virus, meningococcal. Thank you. I knew you'd be able to say that. And type B and shingles. More information can be found on scouting.org under your medical files. And as well as this is, there's an FAQ from National here as well. So if you need to look at that, that's also found in the scouting.org. Is there any questions based on this? All right, whoever's in charge of all those medical records needs to be abreast to all of these changes that are going to start as of June 1st of next year. So please keep that in mind. All right, breakout session. That's all you, friend.
All right, so I'm going to stop sharing and pull it up myself here so that I can control the screen. Let's see here. Here we go. it go? All right. So this is what everyone's dying to know, right? Everything about rechartering. Before you start rechartering, make sure you submit any new paper applications to council's office and wait for them to show up on your roster. If you have a file folder with some for some unknown reason and you haven't submitted them, submit them now and wait for them to show up on your roster before you start. The other very important thing is that you verify your key 3 email address in my.scouting. So check with your key 3s, make sure that the email addresses that they have listed in my.scouting are the same ones that they are currently using, because we have had problems where someone has an email address they no longer have, or they have it wrong. And then at the end of your recharter, when you submit it and the email address is wrong, it gets lost in limbo. So go now, save yourself a headache, and check that. The other headache that you can save yourself from right now is to determine what unit is paying for a multiple register adult volunteers. So a multiple register is when someone holds positions with more than 1 unit. So I hold positions with 2 units. I need to pick which unit I'm going to pay my recharter cost to, because I only pay once. Same goes for anybody who has more than 1 position in more than 1 unit. Pick which one you want to pay your recharter costs to, and then let everybody know who's doing recharter which unit is paying for it. The biggest problems we have are when someone is registered with multiple units and then both units pay, and then one unit discovers that it's been paid twice, and then they are trying to get their money back and get it all straightened out. It's just save everybody the heartache and figure it out now. If you're not sure if someone's registered with multiple units, go check with everybody. Ask them, are you registered anywhere else? And figure it out now and save yourself a lot of problems. Methodist units, you need to check with your charter, but many of them their charters have been extended to March 21st, and they do not have to recharter at this time. They will be rechartering on March 21st. If you are not sure, then give us a shout out and we'll help figure it out for you. The other thing is that if you're rechartering, it is only available to the key 3 of your unit now. So it used to be anyone who had the code can do it, but right now it's only the key 3 or their delegates can process recharters. Delegate being the key word. If your key 3 are not computer savvy, but you have someone in your unit who can do it or has done it in the past and you want them to continue to do it, you can delegate them the authority to process your recharter. And I'm going to show you how to do that. In my.scouting, once you log in, you go to the menu and you go to your unit and you hit roster right here. Once you're in your roster, and this is roster for my unit, you hit position manager over here on the left. In position manager, click on functional roles. This little nifty page will come up here, and this is where you can give people functional roles. So this is where you can add a key 3 delegate, someone who is not a key 3 of your unit, but you want to give them all the powers that your key 3 have, which means they can change things in Scoutbook that only key 3 can do. They can change things in my.scouting that only key 3 can do, and they can process your recharter. So if this is something that needs to happen for your unit, here's where you have to find it. Just while you're in here, you can also see where you can change who can deal with registration inquiries. So people who come to your page on beascout.org and click to sign up, you can assign someone that job. You can assign them your advancement chair, some jobs here. There's a lot of neat things that it can do. But let's continue moving on. Let's begin. You can access recharter in 2 ways. You can access it through my.scouting.org, and you can access it through Scoutbook. So again, this is a new system. It's different than what we used last year. It's a lot easier, I promise. So you don't need a special code. You don't need a special page. It is any key 3 can sign on to either my.scouting.org or Scoutbook to process your recharter. From Scout Book, you click on Internet Advancement. When you, the first page, when you come up, when you're on Scout Book, you click on Internet Advancement. If you're in my.scouting.org, you click on your menu at the top and you go to Internet Advancement 2.0. You see this little one here, and I know this is going to trick somebody, which is why I'm showing you. This is the old system. This says Internet Rechartering. Do not click on this one. You'll go to the old page where it wants you to put in a code. Don't do it. I wish they would have removed it. I don't know why it's still here. Click on Internet Advancement. All right. Once you're in Internet Advancement from either of those two pages, you will be here on this landing page. You'll know you're in the right spot when you see this red triangle thing and the red right here. You'll go down on the left and click on Recharter. And this is going to take you into the Recharter system for your unit. You will not see this button if you are not a Key 3 or a Key 3 delegate. It will only show up for those people. But this is where you get started. And this is the slide deck from National. So we're gonna go from here. And these are what we were just talking about. You'll click on the Recharter button right here and you get started. It will bring you to your roster. This is your roster that contains both your adults and your scouts. In this column right here, you will see it's YPT. You need all of those to be green for your adults. If they are red, it means someone's YPT has expired and they need to take it to turn it green. Once they take it, it will turn green all by itself. CBC is criminal background check. So when you are signing an application to become an adult leader, you sign a page that authorizes a criminal background check. Since that was a new requirement, there are occasionally still some who have missed it and it will be red. If one of your leaders has read criminal background check, they will need to sign that paper and you can upload it. And I will show you later how to upload it. If you don't want to deal with uploading it, all you have to do is take it to the office and she can add it in for you. But you know, do that now. Do that before you trying to process your recharter the night before. All right, Scout Life is right here in this column. You can turn it on or off for your scouts right here. In this page, on this page, there's a lot of words here, but don't worry. On this page, you can also change someone's position. So say you have a cub master who would like to become an assistant cub master. They're stepping down to assistant cub master. So in this page, you select the person, you find the person who wants to change position, and there's a little pencil over here on the right. All you have to do is click on the little pencil and it will pop up and will give you options about all the different positions that you could pick. So you scroll down and you can change their position. It's so easy. It's never been easier to change a position during Recharter, but this is a place where you can do it. After you make a change like that, there's a little button here that says refresh roster and it has a little circle arrow. Go ahead and click on it. It doesn't do anything scary. It just sends your data out and saves it and then makes sure that everything's saved and pulls back up from National. So everything should be current. It's nice. It's good. We want to click on that regularly. Over here, there's a little drop down, says manage members. So this is where you can add new members, which you should not be doing. If you have new members, you need to add them in, send those applications or process them before you start Recharter. Just trust us on this one. This one will save you a lot of heartache. But in theory, you could add a new member or invite someone to join using the electronic system during your Recharter. I highly suggest you not do that, but you could, in theory. There's a whole menu here on how to add a new member, and basically you're filling out the chart and you're attaching, just like you would attach a photo in an email. You can attach some files like applications, and you can attach all their paperwork, just so you know it's there. There's also a button here next to this member manager where you can upload a document. So remember we just talked about the criminal background check, where if you weren't sure if someone didn't have it and it was dinging them that their criminal background check, they didn't have one, you could upload it just like you would attach a photo to an email right here by clicking on that person on the box and then click upload a document and then drag the file or click the file here and attach it. So if you're computer savvy, that's a way you could do it. Or you could submit it ahead of time and to the office and make sure it gets done before you start your recharter, which is definitely an awesome way to go. This is just about zipping a large amount of files. If you have a large amount of files to send, give Ez or I a shout out and we'll go through how to zip a file for you. We'll also be making this available to everyone afterwards, so no worries. This is how you invite a new member. So say in theory you have someone joining your troop and they're really good at computers and they can fill out all the application in a timely fashion. It's the unicorn of scouting parents. If you wanted to try that, this is where you would do it all electronically during your recharter. Again, I don't suggest it. Let's keep going through that. All right, say you have someone who is leaving your troop, either they or your pack, either they have crossed over or they are done with scouting, unfortunately, or they are moving to a different unit. This is where you would remove them from your recharter. So what you do is you click on the people who you need to remove. You click so that their box is checked. And then you click on Manage Members. And you scroll down and you can click remove from recharter. And don't be scared, because guess what? You can go backwards. If you accidentally click and remove them from your recharter, it's not the end of the world like it used to be. And we're going to show you, but you click and remove them from your recharter, and then it'll give you a box that pops up and says, here are the people you want to remove. Are you sure? And you will say remove. And then the cool part is that you can see in this tab that's right here. So up here, there's troop roster, and then there's removed member. You click on removed member and it keeps a list of all the people that you removed. So if you accidentally took someone off or they changed their mind, you can go to the remove member tab and you can click on it and you can add them back in again. So it makes it really, really easy and not scary like it used to be. And they will pop right back into your list and be there for you to recharter them. All right. After you move people in and out, after you've removed people and messed with the settings, again, you're going to want to refresh your roster and make sure that everything looks good. Make sure all the people that are there should be there. And then you want to click down here on the right. When you're all done, when all your people are in the right spot and they have all the correct information, you're going to click on Validate, Recharter, and Pay. Right down here on the bottom right. So once you click on that, you'll have a little box that'll tell you if you have any errors or warnings. So an error is something that isn't going to let you recharter. So having someone whose YPT expired, that's an error. It's not, that's a warning. It's not going to let you proceed all the way. If you don't have a scoutmaster, that's one of the required leadership positions. It's not going to let you recharter. So you click continue editing and you go back and you fix your error. And this is the part where people usually get stuck. This is why you don't want to wait till the day before it's due, because you might have an error you're not anticipating and you need time to figure it out. And if you are calling the office at 10 o'clock the night before, there's nobody there. And if you're calling me at 10 o'clock the night before, there are 8 other people who are going to be calling me. So let's try and make sure that we have at least figured out our errors a few days, a week before it's due. So you'll get to this page and then you'll be able to fix some of those. Again, if you've got someone whose YPT is expired, you need to give them time to finish it. So check now. Once you've fixed all your errors, you click on validate your recharter and pay again, and hopefully none of those will pop up. And then you can click proceed to payment.
Angie, before you continue, there was a question, and it said, they asked if after you started the recharter, and if a Scouts joins after you've started the recharter process, will you be able to, will it refresh and add them to your recharter? I believe you should be able to, as long as you have not finalized the recharter yet, correct?
Yeah, as long as you haven't gone through all the way to validate and pay, because then it's a whole new problem if you've gone all the way through and then you need to add somebody. But if you have someone who's added and you click that refresh roster, they should show up in there as long as you're not finishing out. And then I'm sorry, I can't see the chat while I'm talking.
There's one more. I do have it. One more. As if leaders are switching roles within a troop, do they need to complete a new application?
No, they don't. This is the one wonderful, beautiful time where they don't have to. You can move them in during the recharter. That's why it's such a beautiful thing. You don't have to do a whole new application for it. You just reassign them to a new position. It's great. So that's a good thing to know and to do. Do we have any other questions that I can see it now? All right, if there's a question and I keep talking, just unmute yourself and go for it. Because I can't always see it while I'm scrolling here.
Yeah, I just happened to miss that one. All right.
All right. So then if you've cleared all of your red boxes and you only have green and some yellow, then that means you can proceed to payment, and you click on the payment. When you are in payment, you have 3 different options. You can credit card payment, but be aware that there's a 3% fee, so that can get kind of pricey. You can do an e-check payment. E-checks are great. You put in your troops check number on your check, and it is only a $1 fee to process that. Or you can pay at council. So let's talk about your options. If you are not confident that you have figured out your multiple pays, people who have multiple registered, and you don't know if you've had them pay to the right person or not, that is when you are going to want to pay to council, because if you send in your payments and you've paid for someone you're not supposed to, then I'm sorry, you've made a donation to Boy Scouts of America for that person. You're probably not going to see that money back. But if you feel very confident that you have all your leaders, your multiple leaders figured out, you can do your e-check payment and pay, and it's great. It goes right away. You don't have to worry about it. But be aware that if you make an error in there, that's a lot harder for the D at the office to fix, and you might want to consider paying at council if you're not real confident about it. But again, the e-check payment is great. I've done it myself. I've covered my units that way, and it's very convenient. So you have a couple options there. All right. There are, let's see, a couple other things that it didn't touch on that I want to make sure that you guys see. And I want you to see here in the managing members, the little pencil right here is where you can go in and change contact information. So if you've had scouts who have moved and you haven't changed it, or parents who have new email addresses or phone numbers, you can go in and edit their information here with the little pencil. So this is a good time to check to make sure everybody's addresses are correct and everyone's emails are correct in your unit. You can change those if you're a Key 3 in Scout Book, but it's important to have them in my.scouting correct, because in the event of a problem or an incident, or in the event that council needs to get a hold of you to make sure that you get your emails, if your email address is wrong, or if there's mailing something out and it's wrong in the system, then it's gonna go to the wrong person. So this is a good chance to make sure everyone's information is correct. Did we have any other rechartering questions? It's a lot. It's a lot of information, but it should hopefully be way easier than it has been in the past. I've done it for my units for 5 years now, and I like this system. It's much better.
Is there a way that, sorry, Stephanie from Troop 319G.
Sure.
Is there a way that the scouts are paying online? I thought I saw another pack mention something about, you know, pay early and get it done before such and such, and it's a discount or something.
So if you want to set that up for your unit, you can. There is functionality in Scoutbook now to accept PayPal payments, and I have not played with it myself, so I can't vouch for it, but that is a way to accept payments. And you could decide in your unit if you tack any fees onto your recharter, if you wanted to give people a break for rechartering early, but National does not have any discounts or a way for scouts to pay that I am aware of.
Someone was asking about the recharter agreement.
Oh, gosh, thank you so much. So there is a recharter agreement paper that has to be turned in, and that was such a big problem last time. There is a form that needs a signature or an e-signature from your chartering organization, and that is not part of this system, but we need it. So we will be sure to email it out to every Key 3 and blast it all over Facebook as well. But that needs to be submitted to our council office when you turn in your charter. It is your charter agreement. It is very, very important, and you are not considered rechartered until it goes in. But we'll make sure that everyone has access to that.
Julie, forgive me, you may have already said this, but when is recharter have to be completed by?
It is due in on December 1st. That means it needs to be done, not started, not in progress. It needs to be done by then. So you've got 2 weeks, and I will let everybody know in the past, since everybody waits, sometimes the system crashes the day before. So it would be very, very smart for very many reasons to try and, you know, get it done in the next week.
So that document needs to be signed and turned in by December 1st.
Yes, but it is okay to email it, have them like sign off on it, and then scan it and send it back in.
That's what I was going to ask. Worst case scenario, can we just email it if we can't make it down to council?
You can absolutely mail it in. You can absolutely scan it and mail it in, and you can have scanned in signatures, and that works.
Thank you.
And then someone asked, is this just one form if a charter org has multiple units? I believe it's one for every unit.
I believe it is one for every unit. Let's see.
Hey, Ange,
Yes.
if you do it online, do you still have to, what paperwork needs to be turned in?
The chartering organization agreement. That is the only.
No. If you do it, yeah, I understand that, the COR agreement. But if you're doing your charter online, any paperwork has to be turned in?
Nope.
Okay.
That's the best part.
So the only piece of paper is a COR agreement and your check if you do it at Blackport.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
It's great. It's wonderful.
Hey, so Justin, can you clarify a little bit better? Because I'm not quite understanding what your question was in the chat.
Okay, and sorry if you hear background noise because my kids are running around. So basically what happened, we had a couple of kids join in October. They paid the $25 joining fee, what was left of this year. But it looks like they were also paying the $72 for next year on top of that. When I got to look at their invoice, you know, when they paid online, they paid for next year already, but that's not the 72 plus the 3.
I'm going to tell you, if it doesn't reflect that in your recharter when you pull it up, then that is you are one of the people who should pay to council and not to national. Okay. So then you will talk with the office and you say, here's my check. And these
Yep.
people, that is something you will work out with D. So you
Okay.
are one of the few people who I would say, do not pay to national when you do it, if that is the case.
Okay.
Justin, that did happen to me last year or the year before.
Okay.
I don't know when the online system flips that switch. I don't know what the
Okay.
magical date is that the online system automatically charges them the remainder of the current year and all of next year. But
Yeah.
on my recharter, it was reflected in the old recharter system. It was reflected that I did not owe any dues for them, but I did owe the $3.
Okay.
So
So
it
if
did
that
work in the
shows
old
up,
system. So yes,
Okay.
I agree with Angie. Don't pay if it doesn't reflect that, but it did
Okay.
work out the last time. So maybe it'll be okay. And again, I don't know when the online system it's smart enough to prorate all those rates. I don't know when they flip the switch to make you pay a
Yeah.
lot more, but that can also keep that in mind. That can be a shock to people that they were expecting to pay, $12 and suddenly they're paying for all next year.
yeah, that was a little bit of a surprise for me because I told
Yeah.
them prorated and then they were
Yeah.
like, okay. And they're
Yeah.
on board. They're totally okay with it, but
Yeah.
But thank you guys.
No, no problem. Definitely, if you're not sure, then pay to council. But just keep in mind, if you haven't paid to council, but you've done the online portion, your recharter is not done. Your recharter is not done until your charter agreement and your payment are in. So it doesn't count as done if you don't have those things in. And unfortunately, we have a lot of units who try and put it in as partials, and then we have to track them all down and be big pain in the butt. So please, for our sake, get them in before December 1st.
Angelique, I have a question.
Yeah.
This may seem maybe not smart, but just in case you want to get a head start, can you start editing your recharter? Like if you know for a fact Scout A is not coming back, and have it saved where you left off at?
Yes.
And then go back and complete it little by little?
Yes, as long as you haven't clicked, finish and pay at the end, it's still in progress. So you can
So it saves.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure it saves.
It does. So refresh your roster and then just close it. And when you open it, it's magic. It's all right there again. But just make sure you hit that refresh your roster just in case. It should.
Perfect. Thank you.
And then I just got another message reminder. Did you want to cover that one?
Well, I have a different message that I need to do first. Someone wanted me to make sure that you understand that Dee is out the last 2 weeks of the year, and she's the only one that does the rechartering stuff. So it is very pertinent that you get this done before December 1st to ensure that your recharter gets processed.
Yeah, it should be done in by December 1st. If it's coming in late, it's not good.
Pulling it up as well. So
It's not good.
And then I'm not sure.
That was the message that I got too.
Okay.
Does anybody have any other recharter questions? So the cool thing about Zoom is if you get stuck and have a question, we can Zoom with you, any of the commissioners, and walk you through it. So if you're really, really not sure, just message us and we can help you talk you through it and pull up screens, and you can share screens and we'll talk through it. Or if you're really, really stuck and you're not great with computers, we can also meet in person, and that's fine too. But that's on a as needed basis. So if you need help, then just let us know, reach out, and we'd be happy to.